So Claire, do you want to go next?
Yeah. So I'm Claire. I'm an outside. And I was just wondering, how did you balance school and volleyball?
Yeah, that's a tough question. Yeah, I don't know. My parents, again, were very supportive of me, and they always encouraged me to just always try my best in whatever that was, being a student and being an athlete. And so, yeah, I mean, they just always just were encouraging and just there to listen. And I relied on them a lot. So I think it is important though, like as you get older, like if you want to be in college and, student athlete, that's called student athlete for a reason. Taking your studies and getting an education is first and foremost most important. And I think I just always say this, like I've played a lot overseas, and I think it's most important that we are so lucky in the United States that we have the ability to go to school at the university level and play at the same time. A lot of foreign countries, it's either you play volleyball or you get an education. You have two choices. You don't get to do both at the same time. So we're lucky in a sense that we both get an education and get to play a sport. And I don't know, I just always think that we shouldn't take that for granted.
Can I do a quick follow-up and ask what you studied at Nebraska?
Yeah, I studied communications and a minor in psychology. So I wish I would have majored in psychology. It's really interesting to me, even like sports psych now and all that is really interesting to me. But I didn't have enough math classes to go into that at the time, and I wanted to kind of graduate early and go on. So,
Ruby.
There we go. I'm Ruby. I'm the middle on the team, or one of the middles on the team. And my question for you is, who are your childhood role models and why?
Yeah. I mentioned earlier, Logan Tom was one person that I really looked up to, and she was a longtime player on the national team for many years, played professionally, played at Stanford and won a lot. I just like the way she played. She just had an all-around game that I really wanted to strive for. And yeah, she was kind of the one person that I looked up to. And then also like Michael Jordan back in the day. But again, you probably don't know who Michael Jordan is, but he's like the Kobe Bryant of today.
Kendall.
Okay, my name's Kendall, and I'm like another libero on the team. And my question is, when did you know you had the potential to be a national player?
Oh, goodness. So going into my senior year, of college, they asked me to come train for, at that time was the 2008 Olympic Games. And I chose to stay in school and finish because I was kind of on a path to graduate early and play professionally. So I would say probably at that time I knew I had maybe an opportunity to continue post-college. But I chose to stay in school. Good question. Good job, guys. Last three. Sorry. It was nice to meet you all. Sorry.
Devin.
So I'm Devin, and I kind of play like DS/outside-ish person. And I was wondering if there's ever a time that you were like, you wanted to quit volleyball because you were discouraged or something?
Oh yeah. Yes, many times. It's very hard when those negative comments or negative feedback comes into your mind. And obviously I've been playing for a really long time, over 20 years, which is crazy. And there's many times, even as you get kind of into the professional life, because it does become more of a job, that the love for it kind of comes in and out, but you learn to like manage those feelings and being like okay in that space sometimes. But I think the ultimate, like what has made me like mentally tough over time is just being able to turn those negative fears or comments and turn it into a positive and just be really grateful for the opportunities that I've had. And but I think that's very normal to feel those things.
Okay, my name is Sarah, and I play middle, outside, and I'm a setter. And my question is, how did you become the great volleyball player that you are today?
Well, I think, did you name 3 positions? Is that what you named?
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's now,
And she's a
Cause-
lefty.
and she's a lefty.
Wow. Well, there you go. I, like you, I played all positions. So I started, I was a setter, I went to middle blocker, and then I finally found my niche at outside hitter. So I don't know. I think it was important for me to be exposed to all those, to kind of understand the stress that it is at every level. Not saying that you have to change positions or anything like that, but I don't know. I think to fully understand like the stress that every position requires is really important. And like kudos to you for embracing all that. But I think, yeah, I just think lots of volleyball. Like I could not get enough. Like I just wanted to be playing all the time. And even now, like I can talk about it. Like this stuff, like I love doing this stuff. Like I can sit here and I just think it's so cool because I was once you guys. I think that's what's most important in all this is like I was sitting in your chair many years ago, but I don't know. I had big dreams and big goals. So I think I just think this is awesome, and I love talking volleyball, so that's why I think I've been in it for so long.
I'm Addie. I'm a outside hitter, and I wanted to know, how did you handle the pressure of being on the like of the Olympics and like being on the women's team?
Yeah, I do think there is quite a bit of pressure, but excuse me, I try to kind of approach every day the same. So that means approaching practice like it's a game. And so when I have that mentality, like there's no really like big moment per se. Of course, like you feel like the adrenaline and you feel that, but from a mental standpoint, like if you're training the same that you're playing, it's really no different, you know? So I'm a pretty, I don't know, even keeled kind of person. And I try to relate that to also my game and just try to be like consistent over time so that there's not all these peaks and valleys kind of thing. So I feel like that ability has helped like lower that pressure. And also I think the one cool thing about volleyball is that we're all on a team, right? Like you guys have all your teammates, and I don't know, I'm thankful for that, being a part of a team. I wouldn't want to be in an individual sport. That would be too much pressure for me because I just rely so much on my teammates, and I don't know, that comfort alone, knowing that I'm not alone, helps me like relieve that pressure.
Some good stuff there. We, we're a young team, and like I kind of shared, they've played in already some big matches this season, and we do struggle with nerves a little bit. Yep. So that's great advice for them. It's something we've been trying to help them, because I think no matter what level you play, these girls already have to go through tough tryouts just to make their club teams, and then really soon they'll be trying out for their high school teams, and just managing their nerves is something that they could use a lot of that guidance and support.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we still feel it, right? Like I get nervous just even, I'm sweating, sorry, that's TMI, but like just being on these calls, like I'm nervous, but that makes me excited, like I think, you're doing the right thing when there's some nerve. If there wasn't nerve, then I would maybe question, where your intentions are at. Yeah. Yeah.
Is Mallory back? Mallory, you there?
Her computer died.
Sorry, my computer died.
Oh, but you're back now. That's okay.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, should I ask my question?
You should introduce yourself first.
Okay. So I'm Mallory. I'm another middle on the team. And my question is, what's your favorite volleyball memory?
My favorite volleyball memory. I've had quite a few. Can I name a few? Is that okay? All right. So in 2006, we won the national championship against Stanford. 2008, we were not supposed to, win or do anything. We had lost 4 All-Americans, 2 National Players of the Year. We were not supposed to be good, and we ended up making it to the Final Four, and we almost won. One of my favorite teams to be a part of. 2012, when I first made my first Olympic team, was surreal experience, just hearing that finally after you've been working so hard for something, and then winning a bronze medal in 2016 at the Olympic Games. There's a few more in there, but those are
some pretty good ones.
I can see why that's hard to choose.
Yeah. Narmeen.
Hi, I'm Narmeen. I'm a setter, and okay, so my question is, did you ever like break something, and like was it hard watching your team play, and how long were you gone for?
I'm gonna knock on some wood here. I have actually never done anything to that extreme. I sprained my ankle pretty bad one summer. One player came under the net from Brazil, and I sprained my ankle pretty bad. Tore some ligaments, and didn't actually have to have any surgery, but I was out for probably a solid month. And then I had to have surgery on, like, I got a cyst after that. Anyways, long story. So I was out for probably a month and a half. Yeah, it was definitely challenging to sit out and not be a part of that. But anything, it let me like just be extra grateful for the time that when I was back, to be like, all right, like I gotta help my body stay healthy and be sure that I'm really safe when I'm playing. Like, even if I feel someone's coming close to the net, I'm like stopping the play, because I'm just like, I don't want to get in that position. But also I think, even though I didn't overcome anything major, I've watched some teammates having to go through it, and I know it's challenging and mentally staying in it. And I don't know, I just encourage to just be really good for your body. And I know, like, right now, strength and conditioning, I don't know how much you guys do, but as you get older, it becomes really valuable. And so I would really take a lot of time into that. And nutrition, it changed the game for me, and still does to this day. And I think it's just super important.
We've been lucky enough to coach this group of girls, mostly this group of girls, since they were 11s.
Oh my
We've
gosh.
had them as our third year, and we are big believers in conditioning. And so these girls can rock some push-ups, and
they do sets of 20
planks.
full body push-ups at 13. They plank for 2 minutes.
These girls are solid
they work
condition.
really hard, and they're just turning 13. So
that's
this
so
is
impressive
great for them to hear from you how it helps them in the long run. But
yeah, for sure.
That takes time and work for young girls. That kind of strength. So
absolutely. And I think, again, it can only pay off down the road. And I mean, you guys should come to our gym. You'll give some of us a run for our money. We have like push-up contests, not contests. We have like a thing when we come in the summer, like, how many can you do? And then by the end of the summer, how many can you do? So it's cool. Good job, guys.
Who's next? Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm an outside hitter. And my question is, what was your biggest struggle playing volleyball, and how are you able to overcome it?
Goodness.
Tough question.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think for me, like, so a lot of you know, we don't have a professional league here in the States. So if we want to go play and kind of play at a higher level, we have to go overseas. And that means like sometimes 7 to 8 months away from our family and friends. And I think that has been like the most challenging, is just being able to kind of know that this life of volleyball is short term, right? Like, I've been playing now professionally 12 years, which is a long time, but in the scheme of life, it's actually very short. And so being able to be okay with being away from family and friends during that, knowing that you have a bigger goal in mind, is often sometimes a struggle. I've missed a lot of Christmases. I've missed a lot of Thanksgivings. But I would say in the long run, I'm really thankful for all the opportunities that I've had to play. And I know my family wouldn't want it any other way. They would want me to be striving for what I see and dream of. So I think that's been the biggest struggle from like family side of it. Is that what you were asking, kind of, or more like, okay.
And are you playing like 11 months a year?
Yeah, I mean, this is like, I know everybody's probably so sad they're in quarantine, but I'm kind of happy. This is like the first time I've been home in like, I mean, for extended period of time in like 12 years, like really, like, yeah. So it's the most we get probably a year is like a month off, but that's like 2 weeks on either end of seasons. So yeah, it's pretty gnarly. So
you mentioned possibly retiring after the next Olympics. Any thoughts on what you're going to do after?
Yeah, I'm working on a website, which all of you guys can, I don't know if you follow my social media, but I'm working on a consulting website so I can work with athletes like yourself, more on an individual basis. I can watch video with you. You can come train with me if you want. I can come to you if you want. So yeah, so there's going to be opportunities for that. And yeah, I'm going to be running like a series of camps probably. Obviously I'm from Nebraska, so majority will be there, but I probably will be doing a couple in California. And so yeah, so that's going to be now pushed back a year, but yeah, I'm going to probably dive into that a little bit.
Who's next? Sierra.
Hi, I'm Sierra and I'm a setter. And my question is, what game in your whole volleyball career are you most proud of?
Oh, wow. That's tough.
Do you have any idea how many you've played? How many
Oh
matches?
yeah, I would hate to know. I would hate to know. I just saw my record from college and I didn't realize that we had only lost 8 times my time in college, which is crazy to think about. Yeah. For 4 years, only eight losses.
Sierra, aren't you guys from Nebraska? Your mom?
Yeah, my mom's
Yes.
from Nebraska.
Oh, you are? Yeah, okay. Nice. Where in Nebraska?
Somewhere.
You'll have to ask. You'll have to ask. Then I'll follow up.
Homa or whatever.
Omaha. Yeah. My favorite game, I don't know if it was myself, but just like us as a team. So we were down 0-2 to Washington in the 2008 regional final, and we were on their home court in Washington to win. Whoever won went to the Final Four. And at that point, nobody knows this, but my mom was really, really sick, and she flew to Washington to be there, but she couldn't make it to the game because she was pretty sick. So my grandma stayed with her, and so my stepdad was actually late to the game, and the first 2 sets I didn't know where he was, and so I was like pure panic. Like my mind was there, my mind was not playing the game. And so we come back in the locker room because there's a break between sets 2 and 3, and during that year, like as a team, we had so much adversity. My mom got sick. We had a couple players like not follow some rules. There was just all these things, and our GA like went up and on the board and wrote all the things down, like all the stuff that we went through the season. And we came out just a completely different team. We ended up winning set 3, set 4. Then we were down 9-3 in set 5, and which is like unheard of. You can find it on YouTube. I watch it often. It's a very old video, so no judgments here. But yeah, we ended up coming back and winning 15-13 in the 5th, and we got to go. So it was still to this day one of the most unreal matches.
Wow.
So yeah.
I got chills.
Yeah.
And then the last one's from Priscilla.
Hi,
I love
I'm
how you guys.
Priscilla.
Hi, Priscilla. Sorry to interrupt. I love how do you guys do these emojis?
So you can click reactions and then it'll like kind of pop up.
Sorry, I'm learning something new every day. Good job, guys. All right, keep going.
I'm an outside/middle, and my question is, if you could go back in time and give your younger self some advice about volleyball, what would it be?
Oh, goodness. I would probably say, sorry, excuse the noise in the background. Sorry, we're cooking dumplings. Has anybody had dumplings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Bay Area,
nice.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, what was your question again? What was the?
If you could go back in time and give
what would
advice.
I do? Yeah. I don't know. I think my mom gave me really good advice when I was young. I think you're gonna have, well, lucky you guys, you have the same coaches for the last couple of years. I think it's really important. Consistency, I always appreciated that, but I'm sure they're probably not going to see you all the way through college. Maybe they will, who knows? But I think you might have a lot of different coaches throughout your career. And my mom always talked about just being a sponge, being coachable, just take in all the information that you can get and kind of apply what works best for you. And at the end of the day, like, you're going to use it or you're not going to use it kind of thing. And so I don't know, I just would really encourage that. Just really take in all the information that you can get and try to apply it. I had to, for example, I learned one technique of how to pass all the way through college. I got to the national team day one, the head coach said, we're going to teach you how to pass. And I'm like, excuse me? I feel like I know at this point kind of what I'm doing, and no, you need to be more efficient. So I had to relearn basically how to pass. And at the age of 22, I was like, this is so strange, right? But I wouldn't be now here playing professionally if I didn't make that switch and make that change. So I think it's really important to be open to change and being coachable.
Can I follow up with that and ask what the change was, more towards your feet or towards your platform?
More towards my platform. So back in the day when Toshi was the head coach of the national team, it was a lot of like passing the ball in midline and bending your arms and then going straight. Well, now it's all about keeping your arms straight and create an angle. So the more simple you can make the play, the better.
All right, so are we going to have the girls do this, or are we just going to read them on the rapid fire? We have a rapid fire session for you.
All right.
Ask another, maybe, should we just read them?
How are you doing for time? Maybe,
do you have a few more minutes?
You know what?
Absolutely. Take your time.
I'll enjoy asking the questions.
Okay, perfect.
So you guys, if you guys want, you can take your mutes off so that we can do this part a little faster. Everyone have their order of questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and start when you're ready.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Oh, Love and Basketball.
I want to know, what's the most interesting place you've been?
Interesting place I've been. Japan.
Sierra?
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Anything chocolate.
Priscilla?
What's your favorite color?
Black's not a color, but black. Kind of.
What's your favorite type of food?
Pasta, but I don't eat very much, unfortunately.
What's your favorite vacation spot? Because like I know you don't have a lot of that, but
Yeah. I just like to go back to Nebraska. That sounds so weird, but yeah, that's my vacation.
What's your favorite Starbucks drink?
Ooh. I mean, my dream and what I used to drink at your age is a Frappuccino, mocha Frappuccino, so good. But now I'm just grande Americano kind of girl.
Who's your favorite Disney character?
Who's my favorite Disney character? Pocahontas.
Oh.
What's your favorite restaurant?
Chipotle.
What's the coolest place you've ever lived?
I've just came from Shanghai, China. If anybody gets to go there, it's amazing.
What's your favorite non-healthy snack?
Ooh. Ice cream. It's a go-to.
What's number one on your bucket list?
I want to spend 10 days at like an all-inclusive like resort, like Bora Bora or something, or Maldives, something where I'm not doing anything.
Couple years.
So I have one. Where do you keep your medals?
Yeah, they're in a safety deposit box in Nebraska at a local bank. Yeah, sometimes I like need them for like appearances, and I'm like, Dad, my dad's in Nebraska, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't get them out very often just because I'm scared I'll lose them or something.
You can't just FedEx them to yourself. How would you get them?
Yeah, unless I'm back and then I take them with me, which I've been meaning to bring them to California, but I just don't know. I don't trust myself.
Yeah,
one of my teammates would like leave it in her glove compartment box in the car, and I'm like, I would never. It's crazy.
I think Coach Barber was secretly hoping that you would have it there and be able to bust it out.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it makes sense that they're locked up. I completely support that.
Yeah.
I'd be worried about them too. Okay, so that's most of them.
There was
Do you
a
have any?
question that Priscilla had that I thought was great.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you girls have anything else anyone wants to ask or?
Go ahead.
Can I ask something?
Oh, I think
these are not approved, so you're going into the wild territory now. So
okay, all right. I think Dev, is that right? I saw your hand go up first, and then Lauren, you can go next. Okay.
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 I was wondering if you played any other sports besides volleyball.
I did. I played softball, I played basketball, I ran track, and I was in the band. So I grew up in a very small town, very, very small town. We didn't have a stoplight. It's only 990 people. And my graduating class was 45 people. So when you grow up in kind of that like lifestyle, we could do a lot of everything. So I played softball until I was 16 and basketball all the way through high school, and then played in the band. So
what instrument?
I played trumpet until I got braces, and then the mouthpiece was too small, so I had to go to the baritone. So man, braces stink.
And at what point did you have to narrow down to just volleyball?
So I played basketball and ran track all the way through high school, and then band I stopped playing junior year, and then softball was the only one that like got limited. So otherwise I played all the way through. So yeah, Lauren, go ahead.
Oh yeah, what age did you start playing volleyball?
I started like playing like all year round when I was 12, but I think I started like when I was 8, like at YMCA stuff and just like, yeah, but I started playing club when I was 12. So I can't remember who was next, Sarah or?
I think it was Ingrid.
Ingrid, go ahead, Ingrid.
Who are you closest on the team like with?
Her name is Feluca. She's a middle blocker and she played at Stanford. She's just had a baby and she's trying to make a comeback. So I feel like she's gonna make it. So and that's another blessing for this delay. I think she could have made it, but I think it would have been a little bit of a stretch. So I think she's also a 2-time Olympian. She's been on this whole process with me, so we've been in together. So, all right, Sarah or?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite NBA team? So bad.
Favorite NBA team? I don't watch enough. I'm sorry. I probably have to say the Lakers because now I live close to LA, so I would say the Lakers. All right, go ahead. Who's next? Sorry, I don't see.
Ingrid, you want to go?
Ingrid's got her hand up.
Okay.
Has her hand.
Yeah, let's go Claire first because I already said something. Sorry.
Okay. Claire?
How did you know you wanted to be an outside hitter rather than all the other positions?
I just think like props to all you middle blockers. I got really like confused. Like I was like, where is the ball? Where am I supposed to transition? Like I just was more like in a spin than I was like knowing what to play. I actually kind of wanted to be a setter because I just love to set, just me personally. And I like the strategy part of it. But outside, I think for me, I just like the ability to pass. Like I liked how like it's such a mental challenge. And then just being able to play all the way around was just kind of the reason why I wanted to do that. So
was that directed by you or your coaches? Like the transition?
The coaches. Yep.
As an outside hitter, do you prefer a really good serve receive or a really good dig?
Ooh, that's tough. I would probably say serve receive just because like we need to run an offense off of a good pass. So, but I think a dig is such a momentum swing too. If you have a really sick dig and like you get the point, like that's like just huge for your team as well. So, sorry, I don't remember your name, but your screen says Dan McClare. I'm sorry. Sierra. Sorry about that.
What has been your favorite thing to do in quarantine?
What has been my favorite thing? So I have an English bulldog and I can make an appearance, but I have just really enjoyed just, you can hear him snoring probably, he's snoring away, just going on walks. So I try and take him on at least 2 walks a day, even though he doesn't want to walk, I take him on a walk. So just spending time with him and obviously with my boyfriend here and yeah, just cooking a lot. So Okay, Claire, I think you were next, and then go ahead.
Maybe.
Or sorry, Ingrid. Sorry, I don't know. See these hands. Okay.
Yeah, Ingrid, you can go first. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep asking questions until you guys tell me to stop, because like this is interesting to me. But like, so you know when you're like playing a game, like what's the most like satisfying thing, like, in the game?
I think when we have a scouting report and we like have scouted the team so well that like everything is kind of like falling into place without like so much like pushback, if that makes sense. So like when we're executing the game plan and we have like a proper game plan, like that's what's satisfying to me. And then also just like finding a solution as a team, like, okay, so we finally have a good scouting report, and then they're finally trying to beat that scouting report. So how do we come back at them and try to beat them because they finally figured out what's going on? So just kind of that back and forth competing, like I like that part of it. So okay, I think Narmeen, is that how you say your name? Okay.
Yeah, thanks. When, like, how old were you when you first started playing volleyball?
Yeah, I was, I think 8 when I started playing ish, and then like 12 when I started playing like club volleyball and like all year round. So, okay, Claire, go ahead.
What helped you make your decision to go to Nebraska for college?
Yeah, so the university is actually only like 45 minutes from my house, so that kind of made it easy, just being close to my family. But I was also looking at UCLA. I knew one of the assistant coaches there, and I really liked her, but just being close to family was most important, and obviously Nebraska was pretty good at the time, so it was kind of an easy decision. So, okay, Lauren, I think.
Did you have like any regrets like while playing your volleyball career?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I really don't. There's not one thing that I really like that jumps out at me. If anything, like it would be like when my mom got kind of sick. It was my first year on the national team, and I probably could have spent that summer with her. But I mean, even when she was sick, like the first thing that I came home to, she's like, "You better not be missing a tournament." So that was like her first word. So I don't know. But of course, like I wish I would have spent maybe a little more time with her. But ultimately, that's pretty much it. Deb, again.
So what are your motivations before a game? Like, what's this one thing that motivates you?
Well, I don't like to lose ever. So for me, that is a lot of motivation, and I just love playing, and I love being a part of a team. And like I think it's cool to see too, like as a part of a season, like when you're getting better at something, and then all of a sudden you get to a game, and like that area of the game has gotten better. Like that to me excites me and wants me to keep going. And like, let's see if we like kind of pick the lock a little bit in each game. So Addie, I think I saw your hand up. Oh, she's frozen again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I was wondering what types of like exercises and like volleyball stuff do you like to do at home during the quarantine?
Yeah. So I have a Peloton. I don't know if you guys have a Peloton, but I love my Peloton. I jump on at least, once a day. And then I also like to do yoga. I haven't done it much just because my dog, he like has to be like on me. So I'm like trying to do yoga, and my dog's like everywhere. And then I've actually been able to do my lift, which is a lot of squats and like some agility stuff. Even though I haven't been in the gym, I've been able to do that here as well. And then today I just did like a body weight circuit just to kind of get moving. And question. All right, sorry, who was next? Ingrid or Lauren or Claire? Who wants to go? Ingrid? Oh, you're muted.
Sure.
There we go.
So I'm sorry, my brain is just short circuiting right now. Do you still like traveling? Because like I know you travel to like a ton of places.
Yeah. Again, I'm kind of thankful for this quarantine time, and I think a lot of my teammates are, just because, well, like, this is the first time I've actually put my suitcase away and haven't touched it in like 2 weeks. So I'm thankful for that. But I still enjoy it. I'm starting to get a little bit antsy being home, but I do enjoy it. So Lauren, go ahead.
So like during a game, if you ever start to get like frustrated at like yourself or something else, how do you like put that aside?
Yeah, no, and it happens a lot still, very much for me, because I'm sure like a lot of you want to win and you want to do well by your teammates, right? And so I don't know, I've found that the more I can kind of communicate like what's happening across the net, the more the focus comes off of myself. So just reminding a teammate, hey, remember, like, she dumped this ball, so we got to watch out next time when the setter comes to the front row, or hey, the last time she hit this ball, so I got to be there, or just kind of communicating what's going to happen on the next play, like, helps me like focus less on what I need to do technically. So I don't know, I've found that to be really helpful for me the older I've gotten. So okay, go ahead, Claire.
What is one thing that really helped you or helps you when you're on the court and struggling mentally?
Yeah. I think it's similar to what kind of Lauren asked a little bit. Yeah. So just kind of relying on my teammates, or I don't know, the exercise that we do on the national team, and I would maybe encourage you guys to do. I'm sure you guys all know each other very well if you've been with each other for a couple of years now. But I don't know, we always ask the question of, hey, what can I do as a teammate to make you better? Or how can, if you're struggling, like, what does that look like for you? And how can I help you kind of come out of that? So there have been some girls on the team that I've been playing with for longer. Obviously, you know, Feluca, and kind of Feluca knows that, hey, if something's frustrating me, not to, one, take it personally, because sometimes my face does not show it very well. And two, just like, she'll crack a joke or something just to kind of get me like out of my own head. You know, so I think it's important to have those conversations amongst you guys of like, hey, like, what can I do to help you when you're struggling? So then you don't feel so alone, and that can help you kind of mentally get out of yourself when you're playing as well. Yep, Devin, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's just my nickname.
Okay.
Who's like your inspiration?
Oh man, good question. I would probably say my mom was. I don't know, I talk a lot about her, but yeah, she was awesome. I think back to like, I was preparing for like the high school like state championships, right? It was the biggest thing like in our town, so it was like such a big deal. And I would wake up every morning like the week prior, and she had like written quotes. This is before like social media and all that stuff. So she would like, I had a window seat in my room, and so she would like write quotes out. And so every morning I had a new quote, like motivational quote, that I would like wake up to. And I don't know, she was just awesome, just positive role model for me. So Ingrid, go ahead.
What are like some random hobbies that you have?
Random hobbies. Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
There's time for hobbies.
I'm not that exciting. I play too much volleyball and think about too much volleyball. That's just me. And yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoy just kind of hanging out. I like having these conversations. I know it sounds so weird, but my boyfriend is a volleyball coach as well. So we talk a lot of volleyball and how can we make his team better? How can I be better? How can I make my teammates better? How can we, I don't know, just always striving to be better. So that stuff. Yeah. That's what I enjoy. Go ahead, Claire.
If you could go back 10 years, what would you tell yourself?
2 years?
Or sorry, 10 years. My bad.
10 years. Let's see, how old would I have been 10 years ago? Okay. Yeah, I would have just started playing professionally. That it's gonna be hard at times, but it's gonna be worth it, and to enjoy the process. I think sometimes when I was playing, right, I'm overseas for like 8 months, and I would be like, oh, I can't wait to get home, or I can't wait for the season, or I can't wait to this. And now I'm getting to the end of my career, and I'm like, oh, I'm sad. Like, I'm, you know, that part of my life is like coming to an end, and I don't know, I probably would have enjoyed the process a little more. And I think just living in the present. And I know it's so hard because we have these goals and dreams and want to get to these things, but at the end of the day, we still have to enjoy the journey to get there.
Okay. I know we're coming to an end. You want to probably take one last question and start to give Jordan a chance to go enjoy her
dumplings.
Yeah, dumplings. Go ahead, Ingrid, go ahead.
So bad right now because I'm taking up everyone's time, but
No, I think this is great.
What's the funniest moment that you've had with your team?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm trying to think. We've had a lot. We've had a lot of like, so every time we travel to these, we have one tournament, it's called VNL. We're in a different country every single week. And so sometimes we go to these foreign countries like Thailand, for example, and we have translators, but sometimes their English isn't the best. And so being able to like figure out like what they're actually like trying to say and do, and that's always like the funnest part is like, what kind of translator are we going to get first and foremost, and like what kind of conversations are going to come of it. So I can't think of one instance right now, but I know there was plenty over the time that I've been playing. So good question though. I feel bad. I don't really, I should have questions prepared for you guys, but what do you guys, I want to ask you guys, and whoever can answer, what's been the hardest part of being in quarantine for you guys? Go ahead, Addie. I think I saw your hand go up first.
The hardest part for me is that I'm like stuck with my family, which isn't necessarily like bad, but then I don't get to see anyone else, so it's just my family, and that makes it like a whole worse, I guess.
Yeah.
I just wish I could like be around. Oh no, everyone's frozen.
Yeah. Oh, you're good now, I think. Okay, Kendall, I saw your hand go up next. Go ahead.
The hardest part is probably not seeing my friends, because I can deal with being at home and like watching movies and stuff.
Yeah. Mallory, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of like what Kendall was saying about not being with my friends, and then my volleyball team, because it's so weird just doing like the workouts each week and not having like practices, and we're just getting started with going to a lot of tournaments, and we had a big one in Sacramento, which was really fun, but so I just miss not like hanging out with my team and my friends.
Oh, I gotcha. Claire, go ahead.
Well, there's a lot. Well, mainly I don't like being trapped in the house. That's really hard because I never really realized how nice it is to be given the opportunity to always go outside and you know, go to school and see people that aren't just my family. And it's also, school has been getting hard, online school. It's just tough with all of the on-screen stuff. But just for me, the main struggle would be not being able to play volleyball. Like I don't normally I'm always upset because I only have like 2 practices a week and I want it like every day. But during this time, I don't really get to play at all. I get to play, you know, by myself or against a wall, but not the same as being at a tournament with my team and, you know, playing against another really competitive team.
No, absolutely. So, Sierra?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Claire.
So me also volleyball, because I recently broke my pinky, so I haven't been in like a lot. So like now I'm just like, I'm at home. I can't play volleyball.
What happened? Can I ask?
Basketball.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's tough. Yeah. Devin, go ahead.
For me, the hardest part is like not really going into like civilization. Like that doesn't make sense, but like not going to any stores or like school or anything like with a ton of people. So yeah, that's hard.
Hard, yeah. Ingrid, go ahead.
Gosh, my family is driving me crazy because like it's just the same people I have to see again and again every single day. And, like we talk about like the exact same things every day, and it's just like making me lose my mind, honestly.
I feel ya. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for answering. It was really nice to meet all of you. I don't know if you guys have anything else that you want to.
I think
No,
we're
we should.
good.
You
Yeah, we
guys
should let you go.
Make sure. You
Oh,
want to
no.
say? Are you good?
Yeah, no, yeah. Is everybody okay?
Anyone have anything?
Yeah, go ahead, Claire.
Claire will always have a question. Keep her going. Claire and Ingrid.
Just out of curiosity, did you like playing college volleyball better, or do you like playing professionally?
Oh, there's been times in both that I really enjoy. I like the paycheck of the professional volleyball, but I think they are, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed college very much. I think college is like one of the best times of your life. I know my parents always told me that. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? College is hard. But really, when you look back, you're like, this is amazing. It's super cool. So.
I got one. How about a roof block or a good kill?
Yeah. Ooh, stuff block for me. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't get them very often. So when they come, it's a big deal. So. All right, guys. We're good?
We're good.
We are.
Okay.
What was you enough for your time today?
No, this is wonderful. I'm always here. Obviously, we have a lot of time in quarantine, so happy to jump on anytime. And yeah, thanks for your time, guys. I hope you enjoy your Saturday. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys want to say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guys, we'll see you later. Take care.
Bye.
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 Okay. What'd you guys think?
That was so cool.
So fun.
Cool meeting her.